All right, you guys. Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Episode 220 something. I kind of lost count. Got a new addition to the studio today, a microphone. Hopefully this crisp audio helps you guys out with hearing our videos. I'm currently doing an outdoor podcast. You can probably see my breath. But to the topic today, we are going to be doing a Heisman video, or Heisman race prediction. The official Heisman contenders came out, I believe, yesterday. The four are three reps from the SEC, being Devonta Smith, Kyle Trask, and Mac Jones, and then one ACC rep in the great Trevor Lawrence. This is obviously four great contenders. Now, I am surprised Najee Harris is not a finalist. That's real surprising to me, simply because of his SEC championship game performance. I think 5 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 2 through the air. The guy's versatile. The guy's a fantastic player. I'm surprised he's not in there. Honestly, after the SEC game, I know those conference championship games hold a lot of weight in a Heisman, the race, you know. So I figured that his performance in that game would push him into the race. I honestly would have bet some money that he was going to win the Heisman after that game. Obviously, that shows my prediction was off. He's not even a finalist. So, again, we got Trask, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence. There's the 3 quarterbacks, and then Devonta Smith, who's actually, I think the odds are showing Devonta Smith is the favorite right now at minus or negative, whatever, 180 something. And then Trask is the last at plus 2,000 something. So Trask right now is the 4th guy, and Devonta Smith, surprisingly, is the front runner. But let's take a look at their stats on the year. Kyle Trask leads FBS in basically every category you'd want in a quarterback. Touchdowns at 46 total, that's including 3 rushing, 43 passing touchdowns, which leads the next closest guy by 11, which happens to be the other quarterback, Mac Jones, that is in the race. Pass yards at 4,125, that is first in the FBS. And pass yards per game at 375, that is first in the FBS. That is Kyle Trask. Mac Jones, basically every stat that Kyle Trask leads, Mac Jones is second. He's got 3,739 yards, pass yards that is, 32 touchdowns through the air. And, of course, the biggest thing Mac Jones has on his resume is an 11-0 SEC championship team in Alabama that he has led to that spot. Very impressive in Mac Jones, I got to say. Devonta Smith, like I said, our current front runner, 98 catches this year, 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, 15.4 average per catch. The guy can play football. Multiple games where he's had 200-plus receiving. Yeah, that's unheard of. The guy's fantastic. To say he's a front runner, or to say that that's surprising he's in the lead, no, I'm not surprised. But he is not a quarterback, so that's the part that surprised me, that a receiver is leading it, but his stats really back up why he's in that spot. The guy's fantastic. He catches everything. And then Trevor Lawrence, our last contender, at 2,700 yards. That is roughly 1,000 behind Mac Jones and, 1,400 behind Trask. 22 touchdowns, that's 10 less than Jones, and 21 less than Trask. But mind you, he's only had 9 games. Trask has had 11. Mac Jones has had 11. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, he's at 9. Clemson is 10-1, yes. But DJ Ukulele started against Boston College and Notre Dame when Trevor Lawrence had COVID. So Trevor Lawrence is dealing with a 2-game deficit, but to say he would catch Mac Jones with 5 in each of those games or catch Trask with 10 in each of those games, it's not going to happen. So Trevor Lawrence is lacking on the touchdown output. But to say Trevor Lawrence being in the race, that's absolutely, I mean, he's Trevor Lawrence. He's possibly the greatest quarterback college we've ever seen. So it's just, of course, he's in the race. It's pretty obvious that he's going to be in there. So, I mean, who do I see winning this? I'm going to have to go and take a chance here and say it's not going to be the front runner, Devonta Smith. I think Trevor Lawrence will he'll win the Heisman just because he's Trevor Lawrence. All this hype about him, he's backed it up. He won a national championship his true freshman year. I really think he can do it. Obviously, he hasn't had the greatest season. He's had COVID minor setbacks, but I think the Heisman gets announced on the 5th of January, obviously before they play the championship game, whenever that would be, I think the 11th of January. But I'm going to have to give it to Trevor Lawrence just because now, obviously, his stats right now, not there. But the guy with the best stats, the guy that I would say with my heart is going to should win Heisman would be Kyle Trask. But for him being 4th, obviously the odds aren't in his favor. He's got the stats, but he just doesn't have the team success. I think Clemson has good odds, or in my opinion, to go all the way. But you can obviously make great arguments for Mac Jones, for everyone in the race, of course. But I think Kyle Trask does have the least odds of winning. But if it's not Trevor Lawrence, it'll be Devonta Smith. His play style is just like no other. And I just don't think Mac Jones deserves it. In my opinion, he's an average quarterback. He's got an average arm. He's average. But on the best coaching squad, got the best guys around him, and he's on the best team in the nation. That is why Mac Jones is in the position that he is, not because he's a great player. He is obviously solid, but no, if it's going to go to a quarterback, it'll be Trevor Lawrence or Kyle Trask over Mac Jones, in my opinion. So Devonta Smith, obviously, he's unique. He's a receiver. The rest are quarterbacks. But I'm going to have to go Trevor Lawrence just because he's Trevor Lawrence, and he's going number 1 overall next year. He's national champion his freshman year. He's got all of these things on his side, and he just took the college football world by storm from the first time he stepped on a field. The guy's lost once or maybe twice in his whole football career in his life. So ultimately, yes, Trevor Lawrence is my Heisman champion for this 2021 season. But of course, Devonta Smith being the leader at the moment, that's my runner-up in my opinion. So if it's not Trevor Lawrence, it'll be Devonta Smith. But I'm ultimately go with Trevor Lawrence. Guys, thanks for watching the 2-Minute Warning.